Be honest with me, Cade. When you're pitching against Skenes, are you noticing what he's doing, or are you truly just worried about what you're doing?
No, I'm truly worried about what I'm doing. Obviously he's a great pitcher, but at the same time, I can't be worrying about what he's doing and then, focusing on what I'm doing. You got to keep it simple, and at the end of the day, it's my job to go out there and do what I do, and so that's to keep my team into the game. And if he's throwing up zeros, that means I got to throw up zeros. And so just kind of matching, but also just taking it one pitch and one inning at a time.
Cade Horton, the rookie pitcher for the Chicago Cubs, joining Waddle and Silvy right now on the Yingling guest hotline. Cade, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good, trying to stay dry.
We thought it was tremendous out of you that the game was just banged, as they like to say. And here you are, still willing to uphold your commitment.
Stand-up guy.
That is outstanding.
Yeah, well, I try to be.
It was either that, Cade, or we thought maybe that your dinner reservation was probably 6:30, so you could still do the interview and get to the dinner reservation.
That's right.
So so you haven't been up long. What is a rookie now given an extra night off do on a night like tonight?
Probably spend some time with the wife, just with how much, we sacrifice from seeing our families and things like that. Just being able to have a chill night, grab some dinner, hang out. So it's nice to be able to just chill some nights.
Pretty basic question. How has what has your major league experience been like to this point, Cade?
It's been really cool. It's awesome coming into this clubhouse with, a bunch of veteran guys that just care about winning. And so it's been really, really special to be a part of.
Does it make it more of a pressurized situation to come into an environment like this where there's accomplished players and the team is really good? Or does that take some of the pressure off of you because you don't have to carry the heavy load?
Yeah, I think, it can take some pressure off. I think, for me, it's just all about keeping my team in the game to win. And so just going out there and doing your job, regardless if, you're winning or you're losing, there's still going to be pressure. And so just dealing with that and just honing into taking it one pitch at a time and trying to get outs. At the end of the day, that's my responsibility. And so just being able to do that has been huge.
Cade Horton joining us, Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. Building on that, Cade, what is one thing that you've learned in your short time up here about life in Major League Baseball that you did not know?
The schedule. It's, there's in the minor leagues, you get one off day a week. Coming up here, you go on 13, 14 day streaks where you got to show up to the park and find a way to get your body and your mind right. And so I think that's the biggest adjustment is the schedule change. Last 2 weeks we were in 3 different cities and didn't have an off day. And so it's been an adjustment, but it's also been good. There's a lot of good to come out of that.
There was an addition made on your Wikipedia page the other day after your last start, and it says, on June 14, 2025, Horton pitched against the Pirates, making an exciting matchup against Paul Skenes. While the Cubs lost that game during the extra innings, Horton himself outperformed the Cy Young favorite Skenes, tossing 5 2/3 scoreless innings with 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and just 3 hits. Be honest with me, Cade. When you're pitching against Skenes, are you noticing what he's doing, or are you truly just worried about what you're doing?
No, I'm truly worried about what I'm doing. Obviously he's a great pitcher, but at the same time, I can't be worrying about what he's doing and then, focusing on what I'm doing. You got to keep it simple and at the end of the day, it's my job to go out there and do what I do. And so that's to keep my team into the game. And, if he's throwing up zeros, that means I got to throw up zeros. And so just kind of matching, but also just taking it one pitch and one inning at a time.
You mentioned, Cade, that one of the biggest adjustments has been the scheduling. But what about when you're on the mound, facing major league hitters, batter after batter? What is the biggest adjustment from the minor league experience?
Yeah, just knowing mistakes get hit. There's no, cookies or anything like that now. Just using my misses more off the plate as opposed to over the heart of plate. And it's just been something I've had to work through and learn. You saw it against the Mets, just left a slider over the middle. White Sox left a slider over the middle again, left a fastball over the middle. Like, those pitches get hit now, to where in the minor leagues it's like, maybe you get away with that. Maybe it's a fly out, but here these hitters are good and have an approach, and they're not going to miss their pitch.
We're talking to Cubs starter and quarterback Cade Horton. It's Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. This has been fascinating. I don't know how much you know. While the Cubs are very popular, this is a huge Bears town, huge football town. This is the station. We're the home of the Bears. I was looking this up. You threw for over 3,000 yards your senior year with 26 touchdowns. You also rushed for 1,149 yards and added 15 touchdowns. So you had a combined 41 touchdowns that season, combined over 4,100 yards. If I put you on a football field today, how much do you still have left in the tank as a quarterback?
I think I could do it. It was a really cool opportunity to play football. I love football. Love watching it. I love the physicality of football. So yeah, I think I still got it. I might be a little rusty though.
Well, you grew up in Norman, and you of course pitched at Oklahoma. Did you, and I believe Caleb was at Oklahoma when you were there as well. Did you know Caleb at all at Oklahoma?
No, our paths never crossed. We were there at the same time, but I left the football team before he got there, and so after that, baseball and football really don't cross paths a whole lot just because of the seasons. And so I never got a chance to meet him, but I'm hoping at some point he'll come to a game at Wrigley and get to meet him.
Did you like him as a quarterback, or did you dislike him because he left to go to USC?
No, I mean, I love watching him play. He had one of the greatest comebacks in OU Texas history, and so that was really cool to watch. He's a special player. Can do a multitude of ways. He can throw, he can run. It's really impressive to watch.
Did 13-year-old you think you'd be a quarterback in the National Football League or a pitcher in Major League Baseball, or at that age maybe both?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just depended on the season. During football season, I thought I was going to be a quarterback. During baseball season, I thought, I was going to be in the big leagues. But yeah, once high school hit, I really, I kind of knew my future was baseball. But I thought, I have this open door. I might as well see it through while I can.
Are you a Thunder fan too?
I am. Yes.
So
got a big game coming up.
Yeah, and then I think you were supposed to pitch tomorrow. So now after the game, you can watch this, correct?
I don't know. We're still working through things and working on the schedule. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Cade Horton joining us, Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. All right, I was at the game yesterday. What about the PCA Mania? I'm sure this is someone that you've known longer than this year because of him being in Iowa. I'm not sure how much you guys crossed after you were drafted, but what has it been like watching PCA do what he's doing?
Yeah, it's been incredible. The guy's, a game changer. He can win games defensively. He can win games offensively. It's been really special to watch. Just the way he works, there's just his competitiveness is unmatched, and so it's been really fun to watch.
Did you expect that kind of power from a guy built like him?
I watched Pete in high school, and I knew he had it in there. It was just a matter of time before it came out. I wouldn't. There's never been a thing I've doubted Pete on. He's gonna prove people wrong no matter what.
How would you describe your experience at your home ballpark at Wrigley?
I love it. Wrigley it's electric atmosphere. Doesn't matter the weather, the night, like fans are going to be there. And so it's really fun to play, especially when the wind's blowing in.
We love and we love what you had. I mean, it used to be such a hitter's ballpark, and we love what we see so far out of you. The one thing about your history is I think the longest you pitched in a season was like almost 90 innings. Do you believe that you'll be able to handle the workload through the rest of the year and into a pennant race?
I mean, yeah, I think I can. I've never thrown on 5 days rest. I've been throwing on 5 days rest. I'm feeling healthy, and so I'm just trying to, keep my body in a good spot to it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So just knowing that, I feel the best I ever have, and just continue building. Whenever my number's called, I'm going to be ready. And so just continue building on that.
All right. Before we let you go, Cade, I mentioned this to Waddle too. I mean, we observe our show. We observe everything. So like I noticed all the tattoos. Well, when did you start? Was your first tattoo, and what do they represent?
Yeah, I got my first tattoo when I was my freshman year of college. I got a lion with a clock in the middle, and then I have a rose down at the bottom. The rose is kind of just a filler. The lion, that's king of the jungle. The clock is when I was born, and then I got Jesus on the other side. I'm a big believer. Those are kind of my tattoos.
Any upcoming plans for more?
Yeah, I think this off season I'm going to finish the sleeve off. But I'm still looking and deciding on what I want.
That's great.
Pain level 1 to 10 on actually sitting in that chair for several hours getting them
it's
done.
actually not that bad. It depends on the area and how dark the shading is, but it's not as bad, especially once they start. It's like, okay, well, you got to get through it because there's no going back now.